Hello folks, welcome to my channel TechZone and DIYs.
This is the part 2 of the reloading basics. In the last episode we had discussed a few things, which was to prepare the cases for the bullets for the reloading. Today's session is how to do it, how to complete the bullet. The part we completed last time, I will recap very quickly. We had to remove the primer, we had to clean the jacket, we have to fix the front mouth of this bullet, and we have to fix the length of this bullet. We have to deburr it inside out, then we have to clean them. And now in today's session, these bullets are ready. There are few precautions that you have to be really aware of. Number one, very important, a static that comes in your body through different kind of environments, they can be dangerous. They can ignite the powder. If you would have seen that you shake hand with someone and then you get a jolt of electricity, or touch a car door, you get a spark and then you get a jolt there, a small one, that is enough to ignite the powder. So you have to make sure that your environment is anti-static. What you do when you start, you touch the ground, go down and touch the ground. I am in my garage and this is concrete floor. If you touch the ground, your electricity, whatever has developed in you, that will go away. And wear the non-synthetic clothes. The cotton clothes does not develop a static. Then you do small batches of the bullets, like I am doing 3 each, so that you can finish that quickly and safely. So I have 2 powders today. One is IMR 4831 and IMR 4064. So I am gonna prepare various bullets for those. You work with 1 powder at one time. Do not work with 2 powders at one time because you can get them mixed up. So I'm gonna use 4064 today, and I'm gonna put this away out of my reach. Now I have just 1 powder. You take a plastic cup where you're gonna put in the powder a little bit and put this away as well. Then this comes with the Lee's loader. This is a scoop to take the powder, and this is my digital scale in here. So before we get going, there are few things that you need to prepare beforehand to know what exactly you're trying to do. For that one, what you do is you prepare a sheet like this. So you make the specs for the bullets, how much powder you're gonna use and what is the cartridge overall length for each set of bullets. This is very important. COAL, this is cartridge overall length. This is extremely critical and this is really important. I will tell you during this session. This video might get a little longer, but bear with me. These are the critical parts that you should know. Your scale has to be level. You make sure your scale is level to give you the right reading. So I made that level already. So I'm gonna put this away. Then I have 2 kind of bullets. One is Barney's 180 grain bullets, and another is Sierra, and this is 165 grain. So I'm gonna use Sierra only for my first batch of bullets in here. So I'm gonna put these Barneys away so that I have only 1 set of stuff on my table. Next thing you do, you pick up the number 1 and number 2, okay, whatever you like. So and then take a permanent marker, a 0.5 Sharpie, and write down on the bullet the specs. Look here. So I have written down the specs in here. This says 165 grain 4064, that is powder, and 49.1 grain, and same thing 165 grain 4064 49.1 grain. And I have another bullet here which is 165 grain 4064, which is 50.7 grain. So write down those specs and make sure when you fill them up you have the right specs going inside this bullet. So to get us started, we have this powder holder here. So we are gonna put the powder this inside and put on the scale and make sure the weight is correct. The second thing, this is a bullet holder. This is the bullet holder. So put in front of you. This is to determine the case length. So this will tell you how deep you have to go in there. So I have for 65 grain the cartridge overall length is 3.33 inches, and this is I have to measure while I am loading it, and you can adjust it. This is the bullet seater here, as I discussed before, and the primer seater which goes in here. I will tell you what to do with those. So make sure the length, when you sit it, this touches here. So when it touches in here, it cannot go any further. So at this point, the bullet goes inside here, the case goes inside, and you fill in the powder and set the bullet in, and then you set the length of the bullet. And this is a thread locking. So this one will tell you where to lock it. And to measure the length of the bullet, you should have a digital vernier caliper, whereby you measure the length and make sure they are to the specification that I have mentioned in that paper, that the cartridge overall length, hole, and that you make sure that it is proper. So first step that you do is to load the primer. This is the leads loader, where you put in the primer and this depresses. Put the bullet on top of it and then hammer it in the place. So what you do, you take out this primer and the flat side goes in the bottom of this hole here. So the flat side down goes flat side down. You put the bullet on top of this one and take this guy in here, okay, and then just tap it. And with a strike, you see this primer is inside. So I see that is still not all the way in, so I'm gonna try again. So now this has gone inside. So try your best that this goes inside on the first try. So as I said earlier, this is the one to seat the bullet. So what you do is put that inside this hole that I have created. This is 7/8. I put a drill and made a hole inside this one, so this goes inside, little bit deep inside like this. And then you can put this holding on top of this one. So there are less chances of slipping it, because this case is gonna be full of the powder. So you don't want it to slip and then it spill all over the place. Then you will take hours to clean that up, and that's dangerous too. So put that in, put the case in, put this on top of this one and take this out, and then load with the powder. Alright, So for this one I'm using this funnel in here. Take out the static, take out all the static, and this is easier to load. Make sure nothing is inside this one. So once you load it, tap it a bit and put this bullet inside. Alright, and this is the loading machine, so to say. So you slightly tap it. Alright, so now the calibration process will start. As I told you, the cartridge overall length should be 3.33 or a hint less. It should not be more than 3.33, because then you might have difficulties loading it into the magazine and then chambering it through the bolt action or auto. The overall length for 30-06 maximum is 3.34. So you keep it less than that, 3.33, and you are good to go. These lengths are described into the manuals that come with the bullet, and you can even go to the reloading manual or search on the internet, then you will find it. So next step is the calibration. So this bullet is set. You take this thing out nicely and take this bullet out. Now you see how much this is sticking out. This is way too much, but I have to see how much I have to pull that in. So now comes the vernier caliper, handy. So this is in inches, and you measure the length. Right now it's reading 3.53. Alright, so you have to push it further and then see where it will go to 3.33, and then I will tell you the next step. Do this slowly. Now this has touched here. If you see, now this has touched in here. Now this is reading 3.31 inches. This bullet has gone in by 0.02 inches. At this moment this is acceptable, but I am gonna raise it a bit higher than this one and then prepare the next bullet. Alright, so how I'm gonna do that, I will tell you. So this is in here, so you make it little higher, okay, and lock it. So once calibration is complete, then you can go and fill up the next bullet. Alright, I think I have shown you how to reload it. Very important thing, never ever, listen again please, never ever load your primer after you have loaded the powder. The primer has to be loaded before you fill up the powder and seat the bullet in. That's very critical, because if the powder goes away, it can be very dangerous, right? So that completes the process of reloading. I have a bullet which is 3.31 inches. This is 0.02 inches shorter. I can live with this bullet, but the next bullet that I am gonna put in, I will make sure that is 3.33. If it's a little bit less, 0.01, 0.02, that is still acceptable. So don't freak out. If it, don't try to take it out. Just leave it there. All right, I think that will complete this tutorial. Thank you for watching and have a good time.